PSY-POD. PSY-POD.
Sorry. Welcome not to the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, but to PSY-POD number 16. Hi, I am not Kinle Pinso, and he is not Sawang Sai. And here is our guest today, the bodiless horseman of... What was the place where the headless horseman?
Sleepy Hollow.
Of
Read a book, damn it.
of Daydreaming Hollow. This is PSY-POD number 16.
With Noko.
So, Noko, what happened to your body?
I'm Seg-C, and body is green screen. Technology, thank you very much.
I like he's being very literal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kinle, who is Jigme Noko?
Firstly, before we find out who is Jigme Noko, we must find out why is Jigme Noko.
How is Jigme Noko?
When is Jigme Noko? Anyway, so Noko, you go around asking people this question and you try to bring so much life and so much color in other people's lives. And has anyone ever asked you this? What color do you want to choose?
I'm colorblind, man.
That's me. That's my shtick.
I'm colorblind.
But here's another question. Why do you want to choose the color?
Because being shameful is gift of God.
Sorry, the barbers didn't do a good job of this. And there you go.
Anyways, if this is the first time watching the PSY-POD, this is a PSY-POD.
And this is the madness that ensues here.
And this is a podcast about nothing. Literally.
Mm-hmm. That's why we bought Noko, because he's nothing and no one.
I'm sexy.
You are sexy.
He's sexy.
Speaking of sexy, let's talk about you are sexy.
What is you are sexy, Noko?
And why are you sexy?
It is all to do with
Thank you very much.
feeling of contagious happiness among friends in the symbiotic world.
Is it ridiculous?
Ridiculous act of benevolence.
In the karmic samsara.
Yes.
Is there a word called ridiculous?
Well, he made it up.
Right now.
Like Randy? Oh god.
Yeah, maybe we could. I mean, if that's what you want to take it as.
Women empowerment.
Hashtag women empowerment. Yes. And why did you start You Are Sexy?
You guys will come to know by mid of October.
Mm-hmm.
Hang around. Stroll around.
What is the goal?
The goal is to achieve world happiness in the 21st century, where current affair is all sexy. That's why. Thank you very much.
So how do you plan on achieving these goals?
First, I'll wake up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Brush my teeth.
I don't do that.
Oh.
I drink coffee.
As evident. Go on.
I want to inculcate the sense of happiness in the depressed souls of the mind of human civilizations. That's why being sexy is important.
Okay.
And why Parley G? Like, why are you going around giving people Parley G? Like, do you have a crush on that little girl on the cover? Because she's probably an old woman by now.
No pedophile joke. Thank you very much.
It wasn't a pedophile joke.
That's very presumptuous of you,
Yes.
Kinle, to, give that statement. By the way.
Yes.
Did you watch Junior G? Is that why you like Parley G?
No, I watch only Shaktiman.
Even I watch Shaktiman.
Shaktiman eats a Pali G and becomes Shaktiman, no?
No.
He eats a Pali G, he spins around in a circle, then he becomes Shaktiman.
Which cartoons are you mixing up? Does he eat? I know he eats Parley G when he's in his Clark Kent mode. There we go. You know what? Let's just... There we go.
Oh shit, the body didn't come.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! What an underwhelming ta-da we did it.
Hopefully Jamyang and Norla put something crass over it. Crass, guys. Crass. But yes, why Parley G?
Because it was cheap.
Oh.
It was effective.
Well, it is very
If
effective.
you can see, everybody's on Parley G. Thank you very much.
He's dropping bars. As he visits bars.
Do you even know where Compton is?
This is the America of United States.
Oh, by the way, this is the guy who in 2000, what year was it?
Now you have to tell me the incident. Then I'll.
No, like, what year? What year is it when you left, Ale?
2017.
No?
17.
2000. Yeah, 2016 or 17.
Mm-hmm.
And he says like he got to go to the States, okay, to do a documentary, some work for a documentary thing.
Oh, nice.
He says he's going for 3 months.
Okay.
Comes back 3 years later.
You were in America for 3 years. So that's where the accent comes from.
Yes, that's where the accent comes from.
Amazing.
You won't believe, but there are people in New York who speak like him, right?
How's my accent?
No, they're the ridiculous accent.
Ridiculous accent. So which part of America was this? In New York?
New Orleans also, right?
New Orleans, New York, San Francisco.
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
That's the saffron which comes from
Cisco.
San Francisco, yeah.
Yeah.
Besides that, what else has been happening with you, Seg-C? Besides coming to my house every morning to take a dump in my toilet.
Literally.
Like literally.
But viewers, I take his trash also.
Yes, but he leaves trash behind in my septic tank.
My trash is going down. I have to take your trash in the car, man.
Yeah, true. But he is my go-to garbage man.
In all seriousness, Noko, what do you want to talk about? You are sexy.
Nothing, man. Like I'm trying to start something. Let's say in and around October mid Dechiga.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but then
keep it
tell
like
people what it is.
Yeah,
because right now everyone knows that.
It's just saying that I'm sexy, so I subscribe to You Are Sexy. And here's the funny thing. It's on Instagram. You don't subscribe to Instagram, you follow.
My body, my wish.
He feels sexy.
Gangster.
And by the way, this is the
strangest episode of PSY-POD.
the magnificent return of Kinley from being uncancelled. How are you doing?
From being cancelled, you mean?
No. Now you got uncancelled.
No, but then you said the magnificent return
from being cancelled.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, the English teacher mother sort of has left a mark on me.
Grammar Nazi mark.
Yeah, let's go take a shower. That's a Nazi joke, never mind.
How is that a Nazi joke? I don't get it. The shower? There's a chamber there, that's not a shower there.
It's called the showers, Zyklon B. Never mind, anyway.
Yeah.
Google that shit.
I don't know enough World War II Nazi stuff enough.
Yeah, but last week's episode was a nice episode. I enjoyed it.
Yes, it's a very wholesome episode. And,
yes.
And you.
There was no crying.
There was no crying.
Somebody told me that Sai was going to cry. I was expecting that.
Yeah, that's called a clickbait.
There were no tears. Johnson & Johnson, that shit.
There were figurative tears inside my body.
So yes, Noko, what is You Are Sexy? Because like I said, people only know it as...
This is a chance to
For all I know, I've a lot of people actually know about it. I've met a lot of people and they've all been like, oh, you're friends with that dude who does the sexy thing. And they've all asked me that they know what sexy is, but they don't know what sexy is.
So that's the horse you're trying to ride on, to keep on like... What's the suspense, Naja?
The horse called suspense, okay.
So once October mid Dechiga, when we open them, we're going to go full out. Hopefully.
Can you give us a hint, a taste of what it is?
No, I just wanted to waste your time, Killy's time, and Junor Studios' time. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
And the questions.
How are the questions?
How are the questions?
What?
How are the questions? Do you like the questions? Do you not like the questions?
I like the questions, man. I'm just trying to, get my car in the first gear.
Okay. So Noko, how did you do your PE? How was your PE? Noko graduated in 2014, by the way.
I failed, man.
No, real failing is when you don't try. Remember, kids, if you don't try,
you can't fail.
You can't fail.
How was your PE?
I didn't bother with it.
How was your PE?
Speaking of PE exam results came earlier this week, and we have a staggering 26% of pass rate.
Smooth.
High, lowest in history.
Oh, so they scored lowest in history?
Yeah, this is lowest.
Wow, history must have been really tough.
No, lowest.
I know.
Sorry, please, sorry.
Damn it, Shabdung Namchinga.
Sorry, man.
No worries.
But yeah, looks like our country is going towards a nice trend.
I think last year also they didn't do so well, right?
Last
year's
50%.
Oh wow, we dropped.
Yeah, 25% is a big drop. So either the exams was very difficult, kids were not smart, or they didn't put enough effort, which all spells into a bad part.
I would say all three. Mabe.
Have you ever attempted?
Yeah, man.
See, when I had to do the board exams, right? My mom had to go to BCS, Big C. No. My mom had to go to BCSC, explain that I couldn't see, show them proof, and then for me to get a giant font paper. Now imagine trying to do the RCSC and the PE.
Instead of going to Big C and RCS, you should want to No C.
Oh, fuck off. That was actually not a bad idea. But yeah, like I didn't want to bother with that. Again, didn't want to have to go to the RCSC and be like, I can't see. No, like okay, done. No more doing that stuff.
But apparently it's not that, I wouldn't say it's easy, but then it's basically like problem solving. There's Zonga section.
Yes, which is really bad with Bhutanese people.
They're not good at problem solving.
They're bad at critical thinking. I've asked many friends of mine who are teachers, and they've all told me that Bhutanese students lack critical thinking and analytical skills. Like they cannot rationalize problems. Because it comes from the fact that I think from Chunguganglera we are always given the answers to everything, no? Like even the way we are taught, our curriculum is based around the single answer style. Like this is the question, this is the answer.
It's very objective.
It's like even open-ended questions. Sometimes our teachers will get quite irritated if a child gives their opinion and supports their, because then they're like, no, this is what the correct answer should be to an open-ended question. So I think that's probably one of the reasons why I personally feel. I don't know if it's true though. What do you think, Noko? What do you think it causes that?
I have no idea, man. Maybe
Not sexy.
maybe education is not sexy enough. We need to have a very sexy education so that kids get attracted towards learning.
Very profound words from Noko Rinpoche.
Thank you very much.
The way Noko's carrying out this interview kind of reminds me of Norm MacDonald.
Who passed away
He
recently?
just passed away recently, sadly. Apparently he was hiding his illness.
Yeah, he had leukemia.
Leukemia. Norm MacDonald, if you guys don't know, is one of the
Best dry
humor?
Yeah,
Anti-jokes?
deadpan
Comedy.
anti-humor.
Anti-humor.
I was actually just watching a few videos of his today because I didn't know he died until today. Because I was like, somebody had written like there was this tribute, like comedians paid tribute to Norm MacDonald. I was like, Norm MacDonald died, and he died on September 14th. So wow, I was like 15 days late. 11 days late.
Like, do we have
Speaking of Bhutanese not good with maths.
Yeah, there we go.
I was just wondering, do we have a stand-up comedy scene in Bhutan?
No,
Not
at all.
really.
But I heard last
You
time in
spoke
Mojo.
last time, yeah.
Last time on Mojo. I didn't speak. I was saying last time on Mojo, Nola told me that some guy did on set a little bit in Mojo.
I do remember once during Mountain Echoes there was this Indian dude who had come and
So Saurabh Pant.
yeah, and he did some
Pant.
stand-up comedy and that was quite funny. He said something to the effect of he understands why Bhutanese women are so happy because there are giant dicks everywhere.
And the Sheikh is like, why stand-up comedy Bhutan? Why is it not?
It's a very Western ideology. Is that a thing?
No, I think there is a very different form of stand-up comedy that we do because the kind that Purbatinle and Ulabliki, is it Ulabliki? Purbatile, Ulabliki, Kengtala, the kind that they do, a lot of Bhutanese people enjoy. And if you think about it, it is a form of it's like Three Stooges mixed in with a little bit of stand-up comedy here and there.
It's a little slapstick.
There's a little slapstick,
little insult comic.
and there's a lot of wit, there's a lot of insult comedy because half the time they're actually making fun of each other.
Do you see yourself doing a stand-up comedy?
I don't see myself doing anything. I can't.
Good joke. That was a start.
No, but
Stand-up comedy beginning.
no, but I have written some stuff. Let's see, I don't know, but I'm too think to want to go on stage and say anything.
Do it here, Dato.
I'm good.
Let's hear a joke.
What's the deal with eyes?
No, I'm good.
You hear them, but you.
What's the deal with eyes? You ever notice that when you look at your phone, it's always like this?
It's just me.
Is it just me? No, but then I think eventually maybe. I do remember Pup Dorji did a stand-up bit once.
Who's Pup Dorji?
Remember he was here?
Oh,
Jesus, PSY-POD 14.
Sorry, Pup, yeah.
Yeah, I remember Pup Dorji did do a stand-up, something like stand-up during an open mic night. He did have some funny jokes in there, but I don't know how many people got the jokes though. But that's the thing, no? It's stand-up, like, you really have to put yourself out there if you want to be funny.
What do you mean out there?
Like, you have to be willing to bomb.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest fear that people have at stand-up is that you have to be willing to,
And then,
just hear that awkward in the audience.
well, I would also say, like, stand-up comedy is also not very popular, like, anywhere in the world. It's very a niche market, I still find it. And then in Western places, in India also maybe, they have open mic nights and comedy clubs where people can
No,
come
but then India is
and
really
try.
picking up.
Yeah, they're picking up a lot. They have a lot, like, Virdas is good. And
What's his name? Vipul, then Karunash Talwar.
Yeah, they're
These guys are really good stand-up comedians.
So, like, they have a platform where they can come up on stage, and even if they're nervous, they can give it a go. We don't have that. But whereas people, like, our music scene is still relatively small, but there is a platform you can upload your music on YouTube, SoundCloud. You can go perform in like bars and the bands like Mojo and Zumbinigi. I think there's opportunities lack there, because last time when we started making comedy and I meet people on the street, I met a lot of enthusiasts who are interested in stand-up comedy. It's just that we haven't seen it. No, maybe if we create an outlet where people can actually go out there and see a good comic and who's Bhutanese, people can see like, hey, Dume.
Something different, no?
Something different, of course.
Well, comedy also has that stand-up comedy, especially needs to have that relatability factor.
And you need to know how to, like, it's not just jokes. You need to know how delivery is very important. No?
Crowd work, Vinny.
Because
How to time your pauses and all that.
because a lot of
One example I always give people is there's this comedian who's doing really well right now. One of the you all know Joe Coy, the Filipino,
but
right?
I'm not a fan.
I like his stuff. I think some of his stuff's really funny. There's one where he talks about rice, like how Asians cook rice compared to how the Westerners cook rice, right? And then he talks about I laughed so hard at that because he says the secret to rice is this.
Yeah, you just do this.
He says everyone else in the world doesn't know how to cook proper rice. The Asians have figured it out. It's just to dip your finger up till this in the water and be like, yeah, that's the perfect level to cook rice. And that's that relatability factor.
In
has
the
to be
Asian
there.
community, you has to relate to something which you experience every day, but which he makes in like a comical delivery, So that I think is important also.
For the Vicks paper,
Yeah, the Vicks Vapor Rub, the piece about how his mother like slathers Vicks Vapor Rub all over him whenever he gets sick, which
Asian
it's an Asian thing. All of us have gone through it. Although when we were in school, in order to avoid falling asleep, we used to take Vicks Vapor Rub and like fucking put it right here. Bad idea, because you're in class and you don't want to fall asleep in your Zongha lectures and your Zongha lab is like going on and you're like, so you just like apply a little bit of Vicks over here, the steam, your eyes like red.
Well, I didn't try that. I should have.
Oh, and we also did this tiger balm on the balls.
Why?
It's an intensely weird adrenaline rush.
We as in who?
School in the Bay, when we were in YHS.
I think some things you say might not be relatable to someone, most of us.
Really? Y'all didn't do tiger balm?
On the balls.
Yeah.
Jamang, did you put tiger balm on your balls?
Never.
No, never.
That's
no, never.
I will try it now.
no, that's a pain. That's a pain that'll put hair on your chest. Like imagine your testicles are getting cold and hot at the same time.
Icy hot.
Icy hot.
Ew. Why, Kinley? Why? It's like, fuck it.
Puberty.
But speaking of stand-up comedians, I think like Sim, like Joe Coy, Russell Peters relates a lot to the Asian market. No?
Yeah.
But he's not big in America at all.
Amazing.
But then...
He will probably get cancelled in America now.
No, but when he goes to America and he has shows, it sells out. But it's mostly immigrants.
Yeah,
all
obviously.
immigrants come and watch. But in like white people, they don't get him because if you...
I mean, he has a joke about it where he says only immigrants come to my show, and that's why he points at one of the Sardarjis in the audience, and he's like, "Why am I going to look at him? I can just look in the mirror and laugh."
No, you see, the joke is like, no, Indians are always, they're like cheap, and they're like they want a good deal, and you can see this in the Punjabi guy mad. He's like, "Why did I come here, paid this much money to look at someone who looks like me? I could have just stayed at home, looked at the mirror for free." So that's the joke now, the bit.
Noko and I used to watch a lot of stand-up comedy more.
I still watch. I still love a lot of stuff. I like.
Bill Burr जस्तो guys त
Bill Burr is aggressively funny. I
Bill
like
Burr?
his stuff.
He's too political. I don't like him. No. That Bill Burr's like, ah, I know.
I think a lot of comedians are, ha!
Easy.
No, but-
Chetty.
Yes,
Chetty,
yes.
yes.
Yeah, I like Bill Burr. There's one guy who's political. I don't like it. I forgot his name. Well, anyways, yeah, Bill Burr is good. He has a show also on.
F4 family
F for
F is
family.
family.
He got cancelled.
Put your
but no
head
more
to that
seasons.
fucking wall.
अनि कोही अनि म ट्याग
No,
लाइक
that.
Then who's that other one? Dave Chappelle obviously is
the
like
goat, man.
he's
Dave Chappelle is not. It
amazing.
seems like he's not rehearsed. No, he's just like on the fly. No, he delivered it.
Yeah, but then I think with like years of practice, like having done it. I mean, Robin Williams used to never come up with stuff either. He just used to rant
but
while
Robin-
he was on the stage.
Just good impressionist. No, that's why.
Yeah.
Just like Gabriel Iglesias, fluffy.
I don't find Gabriel Iglesias that funny, but I do enjoy some of his stuff. But I can't sit through an entire
No,
session of
I
his.
like him. Because he's good at storytelling. No, because he can make voices. Like, oh my god, yes, he does that. No, the girl voice. Woo! He does that. No.
Last अनि Dave Chappelle video चाहिँ do 3 hours he walks into a bar dingy looking bar यहाँ stage na jo for 3 hours after show close base habe he performs for like 3 straight hours like each and got impromptu me but it's too good man it's on YouTube Dave Chappelle impromptu vasna त्यसलाई बिहे गर्दै पक्का दो अनि I think you guys should check him out Shimwe
Joe Rogan is a weird stand-up comedian.
हामी गएको
I don't like his stuff so much.
Some of his stuff is good. Not all of it. Some of his stuff is good.
Tally yell
He yells a lot.
He yells so much. I think the only funny thing I found about his is the whole like Bruce Jenner becoming
A woman.
Caitlyn Jenner or whatever her name is now, and
what's your take on it
huh?
अनि like especially अनि दातुगी
But she transgender.
yeah like transgender
Okay, we've already talked about it a few pods ago. No?
Yeah, I think like I said, I mean it's their body and they're free to do what they want with it. I mean who are we? But I don't agree with this whole like if they want to be called that, everyone should call them that because then that is
Yeah.
infringing on our freedom of expression to want to say that, right? Which is the same reason why when we talk, I always tell you that people can use the N-word, but if they don't understand the context and they get bashed up for it, that's their own problem because it is their freedom of expression, but it's not called freedom from a consequence.
the UFC nalupa there's one the tandu the concern like
Yeah.
transgender people
Yeah,
try to compete in like women give out nalu
It's okay.
Thanks. There.
That's how ad hoc this is. Anyway, go on.
so ani like transgender people trying to get into like the women category now and they want to compete
Yeah, I am against it because
I believe that if they've like waited the appropriate time, done the hormone therapy and whatever, which reduces muscle mass and whatever, right? Like makes them like a proper woman, like lower, like bone density at less, whatever these hormone therapy women, you take meds to increase the number, increase your estrogen rather than decrease your testosterone. I feel like if they're willing to do that and at the end of the day, if the female competitors don't have a problem with it also, well, go ahead. But then I think it's wrong to like foist it onto the, like you can't just be like, oh, he identifies as a woman now, so we are going to let him compete as a woman. And then to me, that's an unfair advantage. Whether we like it or not, biologically, we are bigger, we are stronger. And there are some women who are like that, but a majority of men, not counting myself, are stronger.
I agree
I think
I
it's
agree
like-
I agree
No, of course, when we say that men are stronger, women are weaker, it comes out bad. No, but then if you can put it into a scientific term, no, we have two hormones, testosterone and estrogen. And when we're about like 11 years old, everyone, boy or girl, looks the same relatively, unless they have a haircut, which is different. So when puberty kicks in, you've already like let's say at 25 you transition to woman. You've already had like pumped in 14 years of testosterone in your system, which is basically a steroid. Then. So then you get all that muscle mass and then that rage, aggression. And now if you want to just turn into a woman, you cannot undo all that 14 years, in just 1-2 years of hormone therapy and pumping estrogen to balance things out. So when you go into a ring with that bone density and all
Muscle
that
mass, all
muscle mass and that testosterone pumping through your veins, and you freaking, like choke a girl literally with no technique, just with pure strength, then how is that fair,
No, that's why that recently Olympics case came in that weightlifter who won in the women's category, but it was a transgender.
Someone said she was a plant, but you know why? But she didn't win, but so if she won, people would say like, she's a man and she won a women's category, But now
Oh wait, she didn't win.
She didn't win. So people are saying. So people
Oh,
are
she
saying,
competed in that.
people are saying that she came in more and then she lost, just to say that transgenders people can say that. Oh, see, we can lose too. It's fine. It's fair.
False flag. It's like a false flag operation.
So it's like.
That whole idea that 9/11 was caused by America itself. No, like they purposely bombed the twin towers so that they could use that as an excuse to attack.
What's your take on it, man?
You got a lot of questions on it.
Let me ask you guys.
What's
now,
your take on it?
What's your take on it?
Yeah, he's just trying
Okay,
to be
rock, paper,
safe.
scissors. Whoever wins, whoever loses, gives their take. Okay, come. Rock, paper, scissors. Fire. Okay, you lost. There you go.
Yeah.
What's your take on it? I mean, let's be honest. You and I spent a lot of time in Calcutta watching that Zeitgeist documentary.
Yeah, man. Like I was only one time into the conspiracy theory,
Yeah.
but conspiracy is conspiracy, though. Let me show you.
But what is your belief there?
I
Opinion?
believe there's a strong chance, man.
Strong chance that it was done by the Americans themselves, yeah. Okay, and what is your points to back up this opinion?
Like Zeitgeist, like he said, they'll
That documentary, no?
hello, who's the guy? Agedi, George Carlin.
George Carlin, another great stand-up
They'll
comedian.
CIA agents ro himar ni labim disugi ro
Declassified.
Declassified be the engineers disugi halam gira they file a petition no ani gaslo information ani beni gidelle but government can disclose ma baba but last do what like gasmo plain chi ani be all scientific reasons no like
Of course, there's a lot of things, but in
main thing
and I don't
that-
have enough education in order to give a very what you call educated opinion also. But I believe the Belgian it happened, but I feel like they knew it was going to happen. They just allowed it to use it as an excuse, or it happened and they said it's a good opportunity to capitalize, and then
you never know.
go for it.
It's also like the same situation with why, like, it's believed that the Americans actually knew that the Japanese were heading towards Pearl Harbor to attack them during the Second World War.
And they apparently gave up or some shit like that.
No, like I think it's the theory. I don't know if this is true, but from what I've read, they believe that America already had warning beforehand. Like Australia had already given America warning that we have seen Japanese planes flying towards your thing, so to stay ready. But it's believed that America needed a reason to join the Second World War, so they sort of didn't do anything. And even if they did, they waited at the last minute so that they had an excuse to be like, okay,
Might as well.
might as well join the war, because war is the most profitable business. Think about it. If you make weapons and you make medicine and you sell to both parties, you're making a lot of money. Like a lot of corporations, I think, would kill for business like that, literally.
At the end of the day, it's money, man.
No, but then I think that's the thing of conspiracy theories. No, like if you read them, I think some of them can be really fun and entertaining. But then it's kind of scary when people delve too deep into that rabbit hole, and next thing you know, they've got silver foil on their head and they're like, the aliens!
But those people are not mentally sound. Though.
Yeah, but then that's again, it's called cognitive bias. No, you want to believe what you believe.
What you think?
Ani, speaking of which, a UFO, no?
Yes.
Unidentified flying object. So once you see a UFO and you call it a UFO, haven't you already identified it?
But you're not identifying what it is.
No, but then you've identified that it's an unidentified flying object. You've identified it as an unidentified.
It was a UFO, now it's an UFO. It's an unidentified flying object.
But I think they released one report, no, Hema? UFO sighting in 1970 something.
What?
Yeah,
No.
there's a document on UFO sighting.
What, really?
Yeah.
Kati?
Okay.
Young Jimmy, pull it up. Just kidding.
Pull it up. What happened to the Joe Rogan podcast? It's not on. Oh, he's sick.
What do you mean?
I
No,
haven't
it's
seen
on.
a lot of
I've
episodes.
watched an episode with Tom Segura. It's on Spotify there.
Oh, okay. It's not working on mine then. Every time I switch it on, my app closes
On your phone or on your laptop?
on my phone.
It's free. You can watch it on a browser also.
But yeah, alien. What's this, like 1970s?
CIA reported 6 sightings of UFOs over India, Bhutan, and Nepal. A declassified document in the CIA's online archive details 6 sightings of unidentified flying objects over Ladakh, Sikkim, Bhutan, and Nepal in early 1968. This website is Hindustan Times. Oh God. Very reliable. A report from April 1968, part of the 930,000 declassified documents recently posted online by the CIA, details 6 sightings of unidentified flying objects over Ladakh, Sikkim, then a protectorate state of India, Bhutan, and Nepal in preceding months.
I believe in our case it was a guru being reincarnated.
If you see a UFO more, you can always tell, like, you can have that thought that it could be one flying ship or whatever it is, which is being tested, or we don't know what it is. No, let's actually see an alien. You know, then you can say that aliens exist, right?
No,
No,
but
just
then-
flying objects which we don't know whose passenger.
No, but here's the thing. It's very interesting. There's this theory. So let's say you in your garden there's an ant, right? Now this ant, right outside your garden, let's say you're constructing a house, like right in next door, right? The next lawn, whatever. This ant cannot fathom what's happening.
Yeah.
It just knows that there's like it doesn't understand what's happening. So the thing is, put yourself in our planet could be that ant. Like there's actually things that are happening outside our solar system, but we are not technologically or scientifically advanced enough to understand what's happening. So much like another person said, we just could be these tiny things that a giant race.
I said that.
Yeah, there we go. They're just like staring
pods
at
ago.
us, just like staring at us and being like, "Ooh, look, they discovered fire."
Look,
Look,
George,
honey, they're
George,
clean.
come here. Look, they finally discovered Wi-Fi.
Wait till they invent the shrink ray. Then it gets fun. No, but then like that's like some of the weirder stuff that's out there about conspiracy.
How did it get from
theories.
sexy to conspiracy theories?
Yeah, so what is the conspiracy theory behind Seg-C being a plant?
It's a conspiracy theory, man. You never know.
Wait, your signboard, you got a store, no? You got a signboard. Did any complaints so far? Because it's literally sexy.
No.
Our country being very conservative guy, malapya.
No, the thing is, like, we tried for SEXY. English
Mais
word.
ça de me say gasek, say gusino. It's sexy.
So what's the big deal that you're still using your language?
Oh, but being a conservative country, sexy a lot of signboard.
So far they mean that today. Let's see. But like we tried
Damn,
applying
Ajisi.
for like SEXY,
Yeah.
and we got rejected. On
From here or IG?
No, from Department of Trade.
License to the.
And they said they can't allow the word sexy because it's profane or like vulgar dolo. So we changed the name to SEG-C and they were okay.
Still don't understand how the word sexy is
The
vulgar.
logic is so silly.
I mean, you call your car sexy, right? Like if you see a really nice car, you say sexy. Doesn't mean you're gonna fucking fuck that car.
If you call it like sexy is okay. Maybe you say like like a cum dumpster, then that's vulgar. Or if you say like
Speaking of which, he's starting a new company. It's called Cum Dumpster. It's called Cumster.
dumpster for all hipsters who like to come in dumpsters. But then I was watching this series on Netflix. Have you watched Sex Education?
Yeah.
It's really good. No, so how they like portray like how like sex education is done for like kids who are like starting to have sex at an early age, like 15, 16, 17, blah blah blah. So basically, by US sex education, they keep like classes that saying, "Here is a penis and how you put a condom on and a vagina."
We need to start doing that for Bhutanese.
No, they do that in the East, no. But I think what in the show this season I watched was good was that they portray that if you make person like be abstinent more unto marriage.
That's
and
what a lot of religious
and,
people do.
Yeah, and then don't if you have sex before marriage, it's a sin, and if you're gay,
If you lose your virginity
Like,
before marriage, it's a
if you're
sin.
gay, you're more likely to have this many diseases or this many diseases and that more. And if you put like that way and you shame someone for not doing something more, then studies have shown that you'll do it more or what because you can't do it.
It's reverse psychology. You want to do it, the
Yeah.
more you're told not to do it.
But sex said how it should be taught. No, but from this show, what I've understood is like you should tell the kids like
It's a natural
have
thing.
sex, but then be safe.
protective.
Use all the condoms and then the pills or whatever, and like talk about it and don't like keep it like it's open secret. Our existence comes from sex.
Yes. You're alive because your parents boned.
Yes.
They're alive because their grandparents
Sorry,
boned.
spoiler alert. Everyone fucks.
Thank you, parents.
I think we should put that as the episode
And
title.
if you want,
Everyone fucks.
everyone fucks. Okay, and if you want to fuck more and you want to get in the mood of fucking, you should feel
Sexy!
yeah.
It would have been really funny if he didn't say sexy right now. He just said something random out and
That's the
Talk about sex, talk about sexy.
See how happy he got out.
How old were you when you lost your virginity, Noko?
hot part is I can't remember.
Salah.
There were so many. There was so much.
No, see, talking about sex and
Dick drop go.
why do you think the government of Bhutan does not allow sex toys?
Even Thailand doesn't allow, that's very ironic.
Because they have prostitution, which is legal.
No, they don't recognize that prostitution is legal. They just turn a blind eye.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not actually legal.
Really?
It's these red light district in Thailand, more Bangkok, they're known as entertainment places where you just go there and have fun, and the people, they can be nude, a little bit semi-nude and show. But then what happens behind the closed curtains? Whether they have a transaction for sex? No, the
They don't
government
want to
just
know.
turns a blind eye.
In all honesty, I think the whole idea of sex toys sort of being this taboo thing in our country, it's no. I don't think it's the people. I think it's just like a few people who make noise and say like this is dirty and this is vulgar. Because in every situation, you always have something called the silent majority and the vocal minority, where the people who actually are the most vocal are the least. But then there are those who agree, but then they keep quiet about it. Like how we say that
Empty vessel make most noise.
there we go, Dunning-Kruger effect. And it's the same like, so I think for that reason, because they're just like, there's maybe like a few people who make noise and say like, this is vulgar and this shouldn't be allowed. So the governments or whoever's in, whoever does this, makes the law, they just take that group of people thing and they sort of like generalize it to everyone. And then it's like, oh, this group of people are vocal about it. Like maybe there'll be like 100 or a few of them who are vocal about it. So maybe this is how everyone else feels because we are not hearing anything against it. But I feel that, and again, it's this, we are sort of, this taboo is created around it, no? I mean, I don't understand the taboo about it. We've got like one of our saints is literally the man who
Who has-
like subdued
with his dick.
with his dick, and like we've got his symbol like all over the place. I think it should be a little more positive about it, no? It would be nice, I think, like...
It's just that our country is very conservative, that's why. And then speaking of, like, now since we're on the topic of sex, like last time I read the article on the Bhutanese, apparently there's a lot of sex workers in Bhutan.
Yeah.
In Thimphu especially, so of course. And I
I
heard
know,
there's
I know.
a
The
lot
sad
of
part is some of them are school students as well. which is
unofficial
quite
brothels Sudulo, Nasha. And then I have one aunt who works in NCCC, and then one teacher came with a kid who was a student, and she complained that please help her because her mom is a sex worker and they live in a one flat apartment, a one room apartment, and then she brings in her guests, and then the child is exposed to all that kind of stuff.
scary. Oh shit.
So the thing is, like, what I agree is, my opinion is, which is does not have the opinions of the PSY-POD, is I feel like prostitution should be legalized. Then we can protect our sex workers.
It's not even legalized. Like if people don't want to legalize it, decriminalize it. Don't make it a crime, because it's not just because it's a crime, right? And because it's a crime, people have to do it illegally. Because they have to do it illegally, they are more subject to, let's say, clients who will not pay them,
Yeah.
clients who will beat them or abuse them,
Yeah.
clients who can exploit them.
Yeah.
No, but then if you make it, even if you don't want to legalize it, if you decriminalize it, these women can still fight for themselves because now since it's not a crime, they don't have to feel ashamed and they don't have to feel scared that the law is going to put them in jail behind. No, if you decriminalize it, then it puts them in a situation where
They can
if-
report to the
yeah,
police.
if they can report it
or
to
the
the
medical
police,
people
yeah.
saying that I got raped or got abused. Because what they fear most is like, let's say you got raped and you're a sex worker, okay?
Yeah, then
You
people
go-
are going to say you're a sex
No,
worker.
you go to
deserve it.
you go to a hospital and then you say I want to get checked. And what happened is I got raped and how? Then you have to explain what your occupation is. No, so that's what's holding them back. One thing, which I feel like okay in bed. But second thing is like, if your health is in risk, okay, and then you've done this occupation, then you have to go to the Menka. Don't let your pride hold you back. Now you've voluntarily joined this line of work, okay, which is the oldest profession of all time. And
Come on, man. When it comes to your survival, you have to do whatever you can. Like,
okay, there's another opinion about that, but then like you go to the Menka, you tell them that otherwise you want to die or you want to your pride. You swallow your pride and you go there. Literally, just kidding. Okay.
it went from literally just getting it on.
Okay. Anyways, like so, but what this there's a Tsokpa apparently 49 sex workers Tsokpa
Nice.
to fight for their thing.
Nice.
So what they're saying like we need to be protected. We have no choice. We do this work. That's bullshit. I feel you can do a lot of other things unless you've been like coerced into doing it. No, blackmailed. Like Bhutan, I don't know. Maybe there is, but I don't believe there to be. You can do other things there rather than sell your body. you're choosing to do it to sustain your luxurious lifestyle, because people who are working in the sex workers are being paid more than the normal average Bhutanese salary, and they want to live more glamorous lifestyle, go out, drink, and hang out in expensive places, which I feel is sad.
Again, maybe you shouldn't generalize that too
All
much.
the sex workers,
that's-
yeah, but in that I feel
because
like
when you say something like they want to live a luxurious lifestyle, maybe there are a few of them who would like to do that, but I don't believe a majority of them would
okay,
want
I
to
would
do
agree, but then, like I said, you don't have to do it. It's not like you are forced to do it. You can, if all comes to push comes to shove, you can be a parking fee collector. You can be a bus driver, a ticket collector, or you can make thukpa and sell it into offices. So momo, this is so. There's so many other things you can do. Be creative, So you're just selling your body because you think that's the easiest thing to do. So there's no like saying like I have no choice but to sell my body. So I call bullshit on that. That's just my take on it. So
Well, I think that's one camp of people who think in that manner, and I think that's I wouldn't say that it's wrong. Also, it's a valid argument. I think there are some people who, because I know for a fact, I have a friend who works in labor ministry now, and we were talking, and they told me that during this whole pandemic time, a lot of people lost their jobs, not they? Triang workers, tourism thing, no.
yeah.
And then when they said like they asked labor for help, no. And then labor said, oh, right now this sector doesn't have work. Would you be willing to do it in this sector? They plainly said no. Like rather they wanted the kidu mein baat hai. So they said no. Like they wouldn't. A lot of them just said no. Like, and see, that's what I mean. Like I understand there are people who do that. Like they would rather get money in a way that's easier for them, right? Than to actually
That's what I'm saying.
do something which lines up. But again, like I'm saying, that's when it comes to sex work, I don't believe all of them are doing that.
Of course, I'm not generalizing all of them, but in vast
no,
majority.
but I know you don't mean it that way, but I feel like we have
Somebody
to
might
make
do.
that clear, because there's always, I'm sure there's like one fucking trigger happy dude waiting at the computer just like
He said it! He said
say
it!
one
He said
offensive
it!
say
He said
one offensive thing, motherfucker. # cancel PSY-POD.
Okay, let's hear Noko's take on it. He hasn't been talking.
So working as a whore.
No, to each its own, man.
To each his own. But that's what I'm saying. I wish it could be legalized so we can protect these people. Then you can do whatever you want, of course.
I feel
Right
like
now, you have to be like turned over, like one eye open while you're selling your body, man. And it's not
I
protecting
mean,
them
no,
or the
if
people
you
there.
read the newspaper,
Legal sacking.
some people are like, and now because the number has increased so much within Thimphu, right? Now people don't get the rates that they usually get Slovate. Some of them are selling for like 2,000. Some of them are getting as low as $1,000 per client. So see, again, like, because it's illegal, right? People can't fight for their thing, no? Like they can't fight to make sure that they get what they get. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I said, it's the oldest profession in the world.
Yeah.
If anything, in America, the new frontier, the West, was actually created thanks to brothels, because brothels where a lot of coal miners, people who worked on the frontier, they used to go there, pay, have sex with women, and then a lot of the brothel ladies, they put that money into building schools, into building infrastructure in that area. That's how the frontier actually ended up coming out, according to some historians.
I think if you legalize like all the
Legalize, I feel it's a stretch. Legalizing,
of course,
I think,
of course. Like, maybe like you said, don't criminalize it. But a lot of things like this, and if you could protect these people. We cannot track like, oh shit, this girl has done this to that, all this happened. Like, how do we solve it if you don't,
No, but then
criminalize it?
our society is a society that seems to not want to deal with problems, so we try to keep them hidden. For example, we don't want to deal with, sex workers, gyamchi. So a lot of the time they're in the shadows. We don't want to deal with disability issues. That a lot of the time disability issues are in the shadows. I mean, maybe the government does, try and they do it. I don't think that they don't. But there's only so much that the government can do, right? If people as a society don't realize that every person in their walk of life needs help and needs to be raised up, I don't think it's going to work at all. Like Noko was telling me last time when we were driving past Olakha, and then we were talking about that, that crosswalk that they've created over Olakha. And then Noko was saying that people are complaining that it's not disability friendly, which I agree with. But what's the point of that step being disability friendly if the fucking pavement isn't disability friendly? Like, how do you expect a disabled person to even get to that step if the road isn't disability friendly?
Yeah. So you have to start from there only.
Yeah, the entire infrastructure, entire way the society thinks has to change a little bit. And of course, people who hold on to their beliefs are going to hold on to it. And I think those people are fair in their own the way they think, but I think those who do want to make a change have to like be a little more vocal. Like I said, the silent majority.
So the thing is, like in other countries where they have like certain things which cater to handicapped people, they have a big population. Our country population is so small that the disability community is extremely like very small. They're very minor. It's super minority. So there's no like a reason like it's only like, let's say, I don't know. You maybe have the numbers, but let's say 3,000 people are disabled in Bhutan. Let's just say.
Yeah, but then just because.
So why would you want to please to make all these changes just so you can help 3,000 people? Maybe that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking. But then that's a fucked up way to think. Like just because these 3,000 people are in wheelchairs, crutches, visually impaired, hearing impaired, does it mean that they do not deserve to move freely around? Like one thing I always tell people is, do you think people like to be weighted on hand and foot all the time? I was like, for example, recently I went to the bank. I'm not going to name the bank.
Okay.
Went to the bank and I said, could you help me fill up this form? And then the bank dude says, no, we can't. We're not allowed to. And I said, why? And then he said, it's we cannot take the risk. And then I got into this heated argument with him. I said, do you think people who are visually impaired, hearing impaired, like to rely on people all the time? They want to be independent as well. They want to be able to do things on their own, right?
Yes.
I'm sure a person on a wheelchair wants to be able to roll along on the wheels by themselves as well,
Yes.
on the thing, right? But then we have not created any infrastructure
Where they can
do that.
Ooh. That's a
Because
good
we
point.
have not created that. And that's why, because we haven't created that, they're at home. They don't come out. And because we don't see them...
So they become
that
more
feeds-
dependent.
Yeah, then it becomes more dependent. And then because we don't see them coming out, we feed that cycle of, we don't see them as much, so maybe we don't need to help them.
So it's like an avalanche or domino.
Yeah. It's a simple thing. I was telling...
So where can we start though?
Simple things, I think, like institutions should have counters where people who are not just disabled, like, people who, women who are pregnant. Priority based, senior citizens.
I think they have one in one bank over here. We have one. Priorities and the lines from GFs.
Making your banks wheelchair accessible.
Ramps.
Can you, like, the park, right? The children's park is one of the places which is actually wheelchair accessible. Still don't see a lot of people. Like, you would think that people, but then again, what's the point? Because only the park is wheelchair accessible. The rest of the town isn't. So it's such a risk for them to come there by themselves. They still need somebody, right? But I've always believed that if you make it in such a way where you think of everyone, it's more beneficial, I think. It's easier. It's more considerate. Like in Thailand, the streets, like, the sidewalks, right? They don't end in a drop. They all slope. So that if a wheelchair person is coming, he doesn't have to, like, jump over it or anything. It just slopes down. They put these tiny, protruding things on the street. So when a person who's blind walks he taps it.
Yeah, in Japan also same thing.
Yeah, and the closer so the system is so interesting because the gap between these stops, right? It's a message. So the closer the gaps become, so if they tap it and it gets closer and closer, it's signaling to them that there's a street coming up, like you're going to cross this road. And these are small things which we do. And I'm not saying that these are going to be easy to do more, but I think like somehow or the other we start doing it. And this also, this doesn't just imply to disabled people. I think we have to do that in general for everyone who's who are scared to come out and seem to be ignored.
Wow, from Seg-C to APS.
Seg-C to disability.
Having ramps is sexy. Okay.
Well, I feel very sexy.
What else is sexy? Priority sectors are sexy. What else is sexy, Noko? Braille is sexy.
I still don't know Braille, by the way. I have to learn.
Oh yeah. Should no actually.
Yeah, I should.
Just for in case worst case.
Although I've played like a lot of tricks on people because in VAST there's this painting which is done in Braille, and there's a mirror. There's a small mirror on the painting, and somebody was asking me, "Do you know Braille?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then they're like, "Oh, what's in mirror?" I was like, "Look in yourself, and you will find yourself." And that's why the mirror's there. They're like, "Wow, something." I was like, in all honesty, I don't know what the fuck it is.
Well, you stole that shit.
Yeah, because the mirror was there, and I was like, do something that's like a reflection. I used to read Braille when I was in school.
So how did you forget that?
No, I used to read it on my friend's face. Had a lot of pimples.
Oh, you asshole. God.
Well, in my defense, he made fun of my eyes a lot.
You just, your face is just like,
No,
it's
like
fucked
he
up.
used to be like, can you see this? Can you see that? I got really irritated. I was just like, come here, let me feel your face. I want to read.
Have a school chegi kaslo.
Lekshe.
Choke.
Yeah, I choked him out in school.
Him?
Yes, we were high school mates.
Not I, we.
We.
Yeah.
Me khoda lekshe domde.
So my arm was like this on Lekshe. I was holding Noko like this, okay? Lekshe puts his other arm over, and as we are talking to Lekshe and Noko, we both catch each other's hands like this, and then we just like tighten it.
Just to play around.
And we sort of didn't realize we cut off the blood supply to his brain. Not that he was using it. And he just, all we see is, we're like, and suddenly Noko's like, I was like, what the fuck? Noko? I just let him go. Boom, boom. He just like falls on the ground. And we're like, Noko, get the fuck up. And then our other friends like, and I was like, dude, we need water. Somebody have water. And Sajid comes over. He's like, Pani ta chaina, ma mukh ma thuk dincha. Like, I'll spit in his mouth. Sajid getting a little too kinky mo.
Socks
Oh, somebody said, remove your socks and like make Noko smell it. And all of us like,
No, best way to do it is slap.
Teja.
Teja didn't get up.
you woke up more, but
Don't?
you woke up on your own.
No, that's the day when Noko died.
I died for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I didn't realize, but
I saw a lot.
Which one?
I saw the light.
Which one was right of all these religions? Which one was it?
the giant spaghetti monster.
Rajnikant, man.
Rajnikant.
Ultimate. Oh.
Yeah, the day that guy dies, South India is going to go into a...
Tata South Indian this comment bro
Finally, for some reason, gets out.
Well, he's going to pass away. Everyone's going to die someday. They're
Don't
all.
say that.
Nobody wants to listen to that though. They love him so much there. Khazadib the YouTube no khogi movie entry hote the bade da opening scene no khogi entry scene. Jab this seat long.
Apparently big drums or something.
Oh yeah, in South India,
Kalar.
in South India, the first day of his movie premiere,
It's a national holiday.
it's a puja inside the theater. People will like full on dance. There's like full on like drums, and second day only people will sit down and watch. It's actually that when in one movie Rajnikant Shumbate,
Yeah, apparently they burned down.
people rioted. The director had to change. The story is that the director had to change the outcome because they were like, how can Rajnikant die?
What?
Rajnikant die.
The story I heard was when he died, they burned the theater or something like that, and then they remade the movie and made him die. And made him like not die, he became alive. He became a super duper hit.
Yeah, but his movies are entertaining, huh? Super entertaining.
Of course, it's not for the plot. It's not for the plot. It's just for the the superhero ability of him. Like throws a cigarette in the air, punches everybody, catches it back.
God, he even flips a coin like this, man. He flips a coin this way, he catches it, flips it back this way, then flips it up, then puts it in his pocket. Chingam, no?
At least slow motion. Like Rajnikant Hollywood
Chuck Norris there.
What's
Chuck Norris, the action movie no more. He used to like do crazy shit, no, just like
Yeah.
Rajnikant, but not to the extent of Rajnikant.
What's the
Rajnikant is
like best joke? The Chuck Norris or Rajnikant joke you guys have ever heard?
I know one good one. I know that Chuck Norris can drown a fish. I know once Chuck Norris got bit with a snake or king cobra, no, and after 7 days of excruciating pain,
The King Cobra died.
king cobra died.
I know the deadliest one, and this works for both Rajnikant and
Chuck
Chuck
Norris.
Death had a near Rajnikant experience.
You know that Shivaji name?
Oh shit, I remember this.
Trident.
Parvati.
So Shivaji's wife Parvati. And
She comes to Shivaji.
then Shivaji, आपका त्रिशूल किधर गया?
हिंदी में से
Where did your trident go?
Where did your trident go, love जी? रजनीकांत के बायसी लाऊं बंदे कच्ची मैगी जाने के तेले लाऊं क्या बोले था आज रजनीकांत तेले था
Yeah, man.
साजी तो तेले गारा शीट बेस था
What's his movie that she made? Robot.
Robot, yeah.
Robot Nako Himo.
Robot, Aishwarya Rai is there also. She speaks Tamil or what?
I think so. I don't know. Is it Ashwarya or is it Tamil?
Yeah, Aishwarya Rai is.
Ashwarya.
I think she's South Indian maybe. In German. And the movie no do then it's dubbed in Hindi. How old is this guy now?
It's quite old now.
60 plus?
I think so.
Hey Siri. How old is Rajnikant?
Rajinikanth is 70 years
Shit, he's 70.
See? But, which means he has another
20 minutes.
300 years left to live.
I'm not like everyone in South India, if they're watching the podcast, they're like, "Iska chehra yaad rakhna, jab ye yahan aayega, kaat denge saale ko."
What are you talking about? They're speaking Tamil. You want to say speaking
Yeah, but
Hindi?
then I don't know Tamil. This I have to translate it to Hindi. I'm giving you the dub version.
Of their range.
See, I love watching Tamil movies in Hindi dub because Tamil is such a fast language, So in order to keep up with the lip movement, the Hindi dubs have to be fast,
Oh,
So it's so fun. Kya kar rahe ho? Kya ja rahe ho?
Oh,
You know what's the
matches
most
their
annoying
dub,
part? And Hindi dubbed Tamil movies ki.
The song.
Alu chuku this way ki same
Same.
high pitch no irritating.
Dada kahan ja rahe ho?
I think those mature and amchira only me sad ke zo the voice artist ji.
But in all honesty, in terms of dubs, nothing beats old Chinese kung fu movies.
Hi, Alu.
English dubs.
To beat you. Right? Now.
Tiger style. You know Tiger style? Well, you don't want to fight. The crane style. Directly. Ha! Ho! Hey! Ho!
Alu. Take back your honor.
35 chamber, 36 chamber of Shaolin, like, I will watch those movies every time they show it. Movies now on the theater.
Times down na thyo
Oh, times down.
Was never into that kind of stuff.
Oh shit, man, watch it, man. It's like
I still haven't watched Ip Man. Not even one. Apparently, I just.
Ip Man is another movie that's just going to keep getting sequel after sequel until Donnie Yen dies. I think they're just going. And Donnie Yen.
Donnie is like Chinese.
You didn't
writing
watch
art.
Ip Man?
It doesn't appeal to me. I don't like martial art movies.
Really? I mean, I think
I didn't even enjoy John Wick.
John Wick is, I think, action for the sake of action. I think anyone like I think John Wick is really for those like, sometimes you just want to turn your brain off and just watch a movie and be entertained.
That's writing out kind of some movies. They're similar. I liked for the plot.
Don't say that to South Indians, please.
I even watch porn for the plot.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like,
Did you notice that continuity error? That pizza had a hole in it and now it's got a dick.
these amateurs.
I enjoy like whoever does the dialogue writing for porn, no? Like I'm sure somebody has to
Control
like
V, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V.
moans sensually.
But it's always the same gag. Now it's something different. It's always like stepbrother, stepsister. You're my daughter's best friend. Oh, you're my dad's new wife. Like, let's get creative. No.
I love how the exposition just flows. No? It's like, you're my dad's new wife. It's like, wow, क्या exposition है?
क्या acting है?
क्या acting है? देखो क्या fucking है?
There's Indian porn also, by the way. Have you guys seen? There's a lot of Indian porn out there.
I have not seen Ria Sen or Pauli Dam.
You've not seen in
Porn
general.
में मत था.
They're not porn, but softcore थे.
Softcore, ये वो Indian shit.
Dude, like Bengali
Bengali
art
cinemas.
movies are the bomb. And I'm not just saying it for like they've got the story is actually quite good.
They show
One
the
suggestion?
Nipples is होगा.
त्यो
You know, damn.
dick everything.
One dick the show, but they won't show the penetration.
They show the sucking, licking.
What? What?
One movie I would suggest you to watch is called Gandu.
Gandus.
Gandu.
Only for the fact that there's a mention of Bhutan in that movie. There is.
Lottery take kau take
Chikleta!
Okay, is that movie?
Even the songs are amazing.
It's erotic film, yeah.
It's not really an erotic film, it's art.
I'd say they were like it's a journey about a guy who's like fight like in a confusion state na with the society, with himself, with his passion. So he's trying to figure out, and then he has his way around like inspiration, drugs, gotcha. I think like if you have time, check it out once.
You might need
Gandu.
subs though, because it's
Yeah, of
in
course.
pure Bengali.
Bengali, Hindi, what's the difference?
Bangla is sweeter.
Bangla is sweeter.
Like ask anyone and they'll tell you Bengali is considered the sweetest language.
Can you understand Bengali?
He understands it more than I do. He speaks it more than I do.
How did you learn
I
it?
stayed there for 3 years.
Kata, which side of
Kolkata,
Kolkata is Bengali or?
Yeah, West Bengal
Bengal.
की capital में थे.
Bengal.
Eh.
Well, like apparently there's like difference to what the accent na. The guys that national construction now so Alipur dan the
they have a
Bangladeshi ki अच्छे accent to what
In Bangladesh they speak Bengali by the more.
It's
Bangla-
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
Yeah, but अच्छे नि Bangladesh ki अच्छे harsh though, whereas like Indian and Bengali proper Bengali ki
Sweet.
very sweet like rasgulla man.
Rascal. Kolkata. She Kolkata matao.
Yeah, we were high school mates. We were
College mates.
not college mates. He
College-
was in a
ci-
different
ci-
college.
city
City
col-
mates,
City mates,
bed mates,
housemates,
housemates also.
Lovers.
toilet
That's
mates,
a natural thing.
toilet mates.
Yeah. I mean, there's a picture of us which I will send Jamyang right now. Jamyang, timestamp it so that we can show Noko and my love for each other. The mall one, yeah.
And you remember what I made you sing, Kaslo?
Which one?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Ah, Jetta, you asshole.
He was taking a
Yes,
No,
you tell him.
you tell him.
You tell him.
He was taking a shower. The bathroom ki it's made of plastic.
Uh.
So anyway, lock with it too. But when you punch it hard, no?
Oh.
Tenjo
Change, okay.
So I do punch people. They naked, no?
Do it.
No shower.
A shower.
Oh, they phone twinkle, twinkle, ten love just that. What did I do? Love just that.
Again, you imagine me holding my dick in a twinkle, twinkle, little star. But I got him back. Because he went to watch porn in the toilet with a laptop. We go with our phone. This guy puts his earphones on, goes, sits there in the toilet pot with the laptop. Okay. Bang! I just kicked the toilet. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. Like sitting there with his laptop in his hand, earphones.
Is it take out?
My to the left. Twinkle, twinkle, then jetta.
Videos the same.
It's on your disco laptop. The one which used to flip 360. It first used to flip 180. By the end of the year, it was a 360. It just like goes like fully. Dehi halam. Calcutta was.
What's the fondest memories like college ki chege?
My college, yeah.
You going to jail.
Going to jail is one. Fondest memories. I didn't do anything extreme. Mine was very simple. I used to go class, then go to play Dota, and then eat Burger King, and then repeat.
We had friends who used to spend their whole day playing Dota, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just played Dota.
Dota ki
Dota.
interest.
It's the best, man. It's like
Is it like something related to Mobile Legends?
yeah, but more advanced. Because
Frozen Throne.
you have literally a keyboard. Every button has a function.
Is it Frozen Throne also something? No.
Frozen Throne is more building based. So you have a Dota is you hold one hero and you play with 4 other friends and then you team up and you fight against
MMO.
5
MMORPG.
No, the MMO is mass multiplayer. It's a MOBA, multi online battle arena. I think.
Yeah, okay.
So Frozen Throne it's like you build a base. It's 1v1. You build a base and you take resources and you make your army stronger and you attack the next army. And then once the army is obliterated, then you win. So its strategy is different. Whereas in Dota and all, you have to play along with your friends. You have to team up. No, certain skills you can combine and then fuck people up. So and strategy is fun.
My fondest memory in Calcutta was lecturing him about money use. Because I had come to Calcutta 1 month before Noko. No? My college started in July. His starts in August. So first year in Mate, I reached there 1 month ahead. Then Noko comes in August. Gives me a call. Okay, he's like, Nana, where were you living? That PG? Sorry. Padapukur. Yeah. So he's like, I'm at Padapukur. And I'm like, what the fuck is Padapukur? No, go to see him. Okay, find him. First time in Calcutta, he gets money, like hand-in-hand cash.
He does not use it properly.
He
Balling.
bought Marlboro.
Yes, bro.
Those cigarettes. Yes, bro. He bought those cigarettes. Bought a pipe. For no reason. We smoked cigars. He bought a pipe and then I told him, what's the use of a pipe? You need to buy tobacco with the pipe. He takes the Marlboro. Cigarette. Takes out everything. Puts it in the cigarette in the pipe. Pook. And then for that, I think 1 day or 2 days, he blew through his entire cash. After that, no Marlboro. Biri.
Still cut biri.
Rickshaw driver like rickshaw. And we used to fuck with the rickshaw driver so much, no? Dada, ye motherfucker ka ghar hai na? Haan, dada, hai. The rickshaw wala.
You understand, yeah.
Yeah. He had this landlord, and his landlord was going to get married. And then this landlord's taking this girl that he's going to get married to for a movie date. A South City Mall, like a big mall. And for Indians to spend that much money at a mall, it's like a fucking big deal. Huh?
So what was he planning on that date?
So he wanted us, because we were sitting on the terrace, we were smoking, we were talking, and it's sort of sorry, what's his name? Never mind, we don't say his name. It's not sort of that, that's for sure. Sort of that is the Momo one. And then
the landlord comes
and he's like, Noko, like I want to impress this girl. Like,
Oh, you're
how-
close to him, no?
Yeah, we were quite close with the landlord. Like Noko gets close with all his landlords.
So he speaks,
Uncomfortably.
He speaks Bengali or Hindi with you?
Hindi, ngada chika Hindi, khoda chika Bengali, but I understand Bengali also. And then he comes and then he's like, Noko, like, you guys are so good at English, teach me how to say like tum sundar ho, no?
Which means?
You're beautiful.
Sundar is beautiful, or?
Yeah, tum
Oh.
sundar ho. It's like say something that's like something that will impress her, no? Noko. हाँ दादा ये बोलिए. You are beautiful dickhead. Dickhead का मतलब beautiful से भी ज़्यादा beautiful दादा. Oh, you are beautiful dickhead.
But I'm sure he don't remember.
I don't think you do. But just sitting on that terrace, both of us, like just watching this man go on his date, we're like, oh shit, if that girl ever asks what the fuck does
There's a
dickhead mean?
kicked out.
Enjoy the BMO.
How was like the expenditure in living in Calcutta? Was it
Yes, bro.
cheap?
$10 you
Yes.
can get an entire meal.
What?
Yeah.
Calcutta is called rich man, poor man city.
Why rich man, poor man?
Because even
if
a
you're
poor man can survive.
Oh.
Like
How much
you
was your
can-
rent?
How much?
6,000?
6,000. Mine was
Combined?
7.
No,
Oh,
you
I was
used to
living
stay
with my
with his
brother.
uncle?
I was living with my uncle for 2 years. Then when my uncle finished his term, we went and lived in an apartment. 7,000.
And pretty good, huh? Spacious.
Yeah, 2-bedroom apartment.
Summertime, no, you get fucked, man.
Why?
Too hot is it?
You don't have ACs, what?
You think we can afford an AC?
You said this poor man.
No, but then
You are the poor man.
Yeah, we are the poor man. Pankha hi pankha.
Because in Japan also it's really hot, and then I wanted to buy an AC because I couldn't bear it. But my housemates were like, we don't have money, we can't split. I gotta buy it myself. So what I used to do is all the panka, open the window, take a wet towel, sleep, man, I'll die.
This guy for I think once he dipped his entire mattress in water because it was so hot. Slept next day hamtanu. Mattress to cook.
But the best part was like if you were to go out, like in like 45 minutes time, you could wash your clothes, hang it in there, 45 minutes, dry.
Yeah, and then it would sweat in 10 minutes. It would be dirty in 10.
What do you guys used to do for fun in Calcutta?
Each other.
Okay. apart from that.
You organized parties
Yeah,
this
we did,
organized. We used to
oh,
organize
but do you remember
Yeah.
that fucking fight that
Yeah,
broke out
man,
between the
yeah.
Darjeeling guys and the Bhutangi guys?
Yeah, man.
Darjeeling people there.
Like Northeast ki
Community.
Northeast level again, we don't mean like northeast. We mean
Darjeeling
like
guys.
Darjeeling, Kalimpong.
Okay.
But till now we haven't able to figure out like
Who caused
who
it?
caused it, like how.
Yeah. All I know is this guy. I did not go to that party that night. I know he ran a kilometer in the dark.
No, Jata.
Wasn't it you?
No,
Oh,
no.
Darge mein man.
That time ngada Raptin, as this is non manager we were like
Oh
What
shit.
you guys used to do? Like find a place, rent it out,
Like,
collect money, buy
It's like
we, used
how-
to, we used to have a deal with the
Yeah, they-
managers of the clubs.
Venue
Like,
gitiru they would take.
we'll bring in the crowd. We have to do like split baby. The me this crowd thing both
And you
then
get
we
some
used to
cut, yeah.
like we used to like advertise in Northeast all this
Northeast Bhutanese also.
Bhutanese song too, Nepali song too. Enjoy the beat. But you want that like
I did enjoy the club scenes.
So it's
I used
not
to.
that type, no.
I'm not that type, but I used to enjoy going to his house, and I had this uncanny ability of reaching his house every time he was eating.
Ting tong, not one time, 2 time
I don't know. I do it.
Every
It's,
time you want to eat, you like.
it's not even the thing. Like they once joked and said, "Tame kin le the ho no," and I was there. Like I was just like, "Hi guys, oh you're eating, let me eat too."
That time na dida. Che bon din lang to zagot deni me madu.
You just
Let's call Kinle. No need to call. Told you, babe. Rice cooker soup. Ding. Hi guys.
no, it's
Abhilash a roll, man. So there's this place where they sell. Like,
if you ever go to
chicken roll.
Calcutta, go to Abhilasha. It's in Tollygunj.
What is it?
Small place. They make good chicken roll, veg roll, but chicks small.
$50, no? Those days.
It started like 20 something.
20,
Then
yeah.
another increased to
affordable.
Yeah, but then like it was really funny because when I met some guys from Bangalore here and Mojo, and that time Mojo was making rolls, no? And I think Mojo's rolls are like 150, 200. And then they were like, "Oh, it's so cheap." I was like, "How much are y'all paying in Bangalore for your chicken rolls?" He's like, "Trust me, bro, it's really expensive. Like 200 is cheap here." I was like,
Bangalore
"Calcutta
is
is
expensive.
cheaper."
Have you been to Bangalore?
Never been to India apart from Jagong.
Dude, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my condolences.
My condolences.
Yeah, man. Man, the India, the spirit are different. Like when you go deeper, no.
Go to Sonarganchi.
I have not even been anywhere.
No, if you ever go to Calcutta, go to Sonarganchi.
Sonarganchi is a very like a spiritual place.
Yeah.
Sonarganchi, like you get to find yourself.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What did you find?
Myself.
What did you find?
Myself.
I thought you found Kinley.
We found each other.
We found each other.
And ever
It's kind of weird because his girlfriend and my wife have this running theory that like the two of us are just with them so that we can hide the fact that we actually love each other.
Well, now it's out of the bag. Now it's out of the bag.
And now I've got Dawa Penjurus on my ass. Also, Dawa's also like, oh, you can't have other man besides me. You know, I'm like, Dawa, I can do two at a time.
Multitask ho jayega.
It's an open relationship.
Like, तेरे को problem नहीं तो मेरे को problem नहीं है.
Buddhist people think that I've noticed people put on their Facebook like is an open relationship with somebody, and then they think
they don't understand what an open relationship is.
We're open, that we're together. But that's not what it means. No.
It means that I'm down to fuck anyone else.
Yeah.
What's your relationship status on
Married.
Facebook? Yours?
Nothing. I don't even have relationship status on Facebook. I only use Facebook just to post, like, just to read news there.
What do you think, man? Facebook or Instagram? Which one's more popular? Like,
Facebook in Bhutan. I saw
in
the data.
Facebook, it's Bhutan.
Bhutan are the 500,000 users do Facebook. Now Instagram, I think that's 1 lakh, and then we chat on this.
Well, it's only because our parents have not figured out how to use Instagram. Once they do, Instagram right now, Facebook is called the Facebook is right now called the boomer thing. No, like more like
WeChat is boomer.
WeChat no, in Bhutan it is, but anywhere else in the world, Facebook is the boomer. And even Bhutan, have like a lot of our parents and all, they use Facebook because that's how they've reconnected with their old school friends and all. Not there.
Yeah, great.
Now all it takes for it is now if like some of them, if a good portion of the adults suddenly, like I mean not adults, like their generation realizes that Instagram is thing, no? And they go there.
the shit.
When Instagram is the shit, no, we'll be old and there'll be a new thing.
Yeah.
Like right now, the TikTok is for the 2000 kids. We don't get it, but it's for the 2000 kids. But then it's all about that.
No,
Anyways,
TikTok, no?
Anyways, guys, I think we passed an hour. I think long pod, huh?
Yeah, it's a nice tiring pod.
Nice time pod. We covered a range of topics from being sexy to having ramps to now Indian college dreams. So with that being said, Noko, thanks for coming. Literally. About
There's a stain here.
Yeah. So, anything you want to plug?
Besides me.
That's later.
Seg-C.
Okay. All links for these for Noko Seg-C and his Instagram will be in the description.
And I just
don't do that. He makes it hard for them.
And just one thing, if you guys are watching this, I have to say this.
We are watching you.
Very stone in the heart of heavy. You guys, fuck you 3 times, no return back.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Please.
No return back.
And also, guys, subscribe to Junor. We are nearly at 1,000 subscribers.
Yes,
We're currently at 970 on this recording. So yeah, next episode, that's iPod 17. We are planning to do something special if we get 1,000 subscribers by then. So what we'd like you to do is, if you are a regular podhead and you would like to stand a chance to win, we're doing a giveaway. We don't really know what, but we're going to do a giveaway. So if you want to stand a chance to win, then like, share, subscribe, and comment, of course. Hashtag why you like this iPod. Or why you don't like it either.
Okay, either one.
Yeah.
And we'll pick one with the best comment and we'll give you something. We'll give you something.
He will.
This
and
is
yeah,
a sexual pod.
so do that. Subscribe to Junor, and if you can follow Sai on his Insta,
Don't
YouTube.
click. It's all on the description. It's all in the description. It's all in the description. So Kinley's, Noko's, and mine, all the social media links are in the description. And
I'm also starting an OnlyFans now.
so that's also not going to be in the description.
No, it's going. No. OnlyFans doesn't do sexual content.
No, they do. They reverted back.
Oh, they reverted it.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the basic business model.
true.
Then. Okay, with that being said,
Yeah, subscribe to Seg-C.
subscribe to
Be sexy.
Seg-C. If you are sexy, subscribe to Seg-C.
Subscribe to Junor.
Yeah.
If you are sexy, subscribe to Junor. With that being said,
And finally, because somebody wanted this, Nina Stacks.
Till the next episode, people. Podheads, bye bye.